Back to our campaign 2020 coverage. Tonight, Democratic candidates take the stage in South Carolina to make their pitch for your vote. CBS News senior foreign affairs correspondent Margaret Brennan joins us now from Charleston. Good to see you, Margaret. So we know you talked to Joe Biden over the weekend. He has not won any of the first three primaries in Iowa, New Hampshire, or Nevada. So how is he feeling about South Carolina?
Pretty much everything is riding on this primary and this state and this debate stage tonight for Joe Biden. This is his firewall. That is the protective wall to stop the backslide. He was a distant fourth in Iowa. Here in South Carolina, he is betting that the Democratic electorate, which is 60% African American in this state, will show up for him. That's why you've heard him talk about the importance of diversity, of minority representation in Nevada, in South Carolina, because his argument is that the early states just aren't representative of America any longer. This place, this state, he will say, is the place to judge his viability on. At this point, though, Bernie Sanders is the front runner, and he has momentum. So for many ways, for many points tonight, Joe Biden will be focused on selling this argument that he is the most viable and should be the front runner, and Bernie Sanders is riding this momentum into tonight's race. There is also a lot at stake for Mike Bloomberg, who has spent hundreds of millions of dollars going into Super Tuesday, which is coming up March 3rd. He's got to make the case and have a stronger debate performance than his shaky one he had last week.
Sure, everyone came at him in the last debate, so we'll see how he does. Tom Steyer, he has made the debate stage tonight. He's polling very well in South Carolina. He did not make the last debate. I actually talked to him last week, and he said President Trump won that last debate. So what can we expect from him tonight?
Well, Steyer has put a lot of money into South Carolina, and that is one of the things that Joe Biden says is a factor working against him. That 19-point decline among the black vote from November until this point that Joe Biden has seen, that thinning out of support, he blames on Tom Steyer spending millions of dollars on ads and hiring a lot of local people here in South Carolina to work on his campaign. So he has outstaffed and outspent Joe Biden. Tom Steyer needs to show that that money was building out a platform on which he can make the argument that even though he's an outsider with no political experience, that he can actually have executive leadership and come into Washington in a way that works with Congress to get things done. Joe Biden is going to hit him on that because Joe Biden will say, I have decades in the Senate and I've got 8 years in the White House as vice president. I'm ready day one. Bernie Sanders will say, you need someone who's completely different. So a number of different points of argument that will be laid out tonight.
Sure. Okay. Margaret Brennan, thanks so much. We will be watching. And of course, you can watch tonight's debate hosted by CBS News live right here on KPIX 5 starting at 5 p.m. Our local news will be streaming on CBSN Bay Area on KPIX.com. And we'll have a special edition of KPIX 5 News at 8.